Hello everyone, I want to present about functional testing and non-functional testing. So, happy watching! Definitions of functional testing is a testing the functionality of a software or an application under test. And non-functional testing is a type testing to check non-functional aspects, performance, usability, reliability, and acceptance of software applications. So, functional testing verifies each functional or feature of the first software, whereas non-functional testing verifies non-functional aspects like performance, usability, reliability, and acceptance. Next, the difference between non-functional testing and non-functional testing. First, execution. For functional testing, it's performed before non-functional testing, and non-functional testing, it is performed after the functional testing. So, functional testing is performed before the functional testing. And next, focus area. For functional testing, it is based on customer requirements, and non-functional testing, it focuses on customers' expectations. So, functional testing is based on customer requirements, whereas non-functional testing is based on customers' expectation. And next, requirements. For functional testing, it is easy to define functional requirements, and non-functional testing, it is difficult to define the requirements for non-functional testing. And usage. For functional testing, helps to validate the behavior of the applications, and non-functional testing helps to validate the performance of the application. And next, requirements. For functional testing is carried out using the functional specifications. And non-functional testing, this kind of testing is carried out by performance specifications. Next, objective. For functional testing, carried out to validate software actions, whereas non-functional testing, it is done to validate the performance of the software. And then, manual testing. For functional testing, it's easy to execute by manual testing. And non-functional testing, it's very hard to perform non-functional testing manually. And functionality, functional testing, it describes what the product does, and non-functional testing, it describes how the product works. And next, example testing case. For functional testing, check login functionality, and non-functional testing, the dashboard should load in 2 seconds. Functional testing has a goal to validate software actions, whereas non-functional testing has a goal to validate the performance of the software. And the last, testing types. Example of functional testing is sanity testing. Sanity testing, it is a type of testing where only a specific functionality or a bug which is fixed is tested to check whether the functionality is working fine and see if there are no other issues due to the change in related components. And second, smoke testing. This type of testing is performed before actual system testing to check if the critical functionalities are working fine in order to carry out further extensive testing. And the last, localizations testing. It is a testing process to check the software functioning when it is transformed into an application using a different language as required by the client. For example, say a website is working fine in English language setup and now it is localized to Spanish language setup. The change into the language may affect the overall user interface and functionality too. Testing done to check this change is known as localization testing. And non-functional testing, the example is first, load testing. An application which is expected to handle a particular workload is tested for its response time in real environment depicting a particular workload. It is tested for its ability for functions correctly in a stipulated time and it is able to handle the load. And the second, stress testing. In the stress testing, the application stressed with an extra workload to check if it works efficiently and is able to handle the stress as per the requirement. For example, consider a website which is tested to check its behavior when the user access is there could be a situations where the workload crosses beyond the specification. In this case, the website may fail, slow down, or even crash. And the last, security testing. Security testing is to check how secure the software is regarding the data over the network from malicious attacks. The key areas to be tested in this testing include authorizations, authentications of users, and their access to the database on the roles such as admin, moderator, composer, and user level. That's all for me. Thank you very much for listening and watching. May all those we have shared be beneficial for all of us. My name is Revinda Saktyawati. See you everyone.